Apple's iPhone 15 launch is fast approaching, and a lot of you guys are trying to decide if you should finally upgrade or wait just one more year in the hopes of getting a much better iPhone. So fasten your seatbelts, because by the end of this list of 10 major leaked iPhone 16 features, I'm confident you'll make up your mind. And if you decide to wait another year, don't forget to subscribe and thank me for saving your wallet from a huge $1,000 haul. At least for now. Jumping right into iPhone 16 feature number 1, we have even larger displays. Yes, you know that huge 6.7-inch Pro Max model that barely fits in your hands and hurts like heck when it falls on your face while accidentally falling asleep in bed? Yes, that's about to get even bigger next year. According to Ross Young, the king of display leaks, both the 16 Pro and Pro Max models will feature displays that are about 0.2 inches larger, so 6.3 inches for the 16 Pro and 6.9 inches for the Pro Max. That right there is crazy, because seriously, the 6.7-inch model is already huge, even for those with big hands. So it's hard to figure out why Apple would do this in the first place. Well, there are multiple answers to that, and they're in this video. But before that, I want to make it very clear that only the Pro and Pro Max models will be getting those displays. The regular iPhone 16 and 16 Plus will continue to get 6.1 and 6.7-inch displays, which is a smart move by Apple to differentiate the basic models from the kings and probably justify price increases. But now getting into a major explanation for the size increase of the Pro models, we have feature number 2, which is the periscope telephoto zoom camera. Twitter leaker Unknowns21 tweeted out that both the 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max models will feature the new periscope lens, unlike the 15 lineup where it's restricted to the Pro Max only. Yes, the main reason the new periscope is only coming to the Pro Max this year is quite literally because the smaller 6.1-inch model doesn't have enough space on the inside to fit the large periscope camera module. So there's a good chance that Apple is only increasing the sizes of the 16 Pro and Pro Max models because they need to fit in that periscope camera. But that still doesn't explain why the 6.7-inch Pro Max is becoming an even larger 6.9-inch, since I'm sure the current 6.7 can fit in all of that, until you see feature number 3, which is massive. Apparently, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will be getting another exclusive feature that will require an even larger size, and that's the addition of a brand new super telephoto camera, giving us a focal length of over 300 millimeters. Now, to me, that sounds absolutely incredible, but if you have no idea what it means, let me explain, because it's gonna blow your mind. And you know what else is gonna blow your mind? Winning a brand new iPad 10 from our partner Casekoo's huge iPad giveaway that they're running up until August 8th to celebrate the launch of their new Cloud Cush iPhone case, which features an air gap in between the frame for maximum drop protection, as well as raised lips all the way around to protect your screen and your cameras, and a silky smooth rounded finish that's incredibly comfy to hold in your hands. And as for the iPad giveaway, just use the links below to make sure you're one of the first 100 people to enter, and if 200 people enter, they'll be giving away 2 iPads. So use those links below to enter. Now back to that 300mm super zoom camera, it's crazy because the current 3x telephoto zoom has a focal length of 77mm, which means that 300mm will be basically a 12x zoom lens, which will have incredible quality, and that'll be on top of the 3 to 6x periscope camera coming this year. So that's one reason to wait for the 16 Pro Max. Now getting into feature number 4, we have the new iPhone Ultra model, which Mark Gurman originally thought was coming this year, but now says is coming next year. But here's a crazy thought. What if that new 6.9-inch display iPhone model is actually the new Ultra in addition to the Pro Max model coming next year? Now that could get a little bit complicated because that would give us 5 phones in the lineup on top of the SE. But what if they're planning to ditch the SE altogether, seeing as all of the iPhone SE4 leaks have faded away and it seems like they're getting ready to discontinue it altogether? Or the Pro Max is simply getting rebranded as the Ultra, which makes a whole lot more sense in terms of having a decently functioning lineup. And then if that were to happen, I would expect the Ultra model to continue having exclusive features like that super zoom camera that may never come down to the Pro or regular models, sort of like how the Apple Watch Ultra is right now. And if you're wondering which unique new features we could end up with on the Ultra, that brings us to feature number 5, solid state buttons. When the rumors for these buttons first came out, we were all 100% sure that they were coming this year, replacing the current tactical volume and power buttons with brand new haptic solid state buttons, which means they don't actually move at all and they depend on sensors to detect when you're pressing them. This was supposed to have a really cool low power chip that enables them to work even when the iPhone is off and include new customization options as well. However, we got the news that they were delayed until the iPhone 16 lineup next year, and even more recently, we got news that they might not be coming to the iPhone 16 Pro models either. But what if they're actually destined for the new 16 Ultra model, which will have these buttons as one of the exclusive features? Honestly, I'm not really sure, so let's jump into number 6, which is an Apple design modem, which will finally replace Qualcomm's 5G modem, which has honestly caused some overheating issues over the past couple of years, especially on the iPhone 12 lineup. And Apple might even integrate their own Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chips into that single new modem coming next year. And speaking of Wi-Fi, feature number 7 is actually the addition of Wi-Fi 7, rumored to come next year, and you basically know what that means: faster and more reliable Wi-Fi. I don't think I need to explain that any further, so let's move on to number 8. According to the Elec, the iPhone 16 Pro models are rumored to feature under-display Face ID, which means we could see the removal of the pill-shaped cutout, which would get replaced with a small hole punch for just the camera. Now, I honestly feel like Apple would still keep the dynamic island around, even if the actual cutout is tiny, and then when you start watching videos or content in landscape mode, the dynamic island would disappear, allowing full screen video with just a little hole punch instead of the full island. And the best part here is that this leak perfectly lines up with Ross Young's display timeline for iPhones and their display features, but keep in mind that the regular iPhone 16 models will continue to have the regular pill plus hole punch cutout. Now, getting into feature number 9, this is yet another one for the 16 Pro models, and that's a new upgraded main camera, which will be 12% larger than the current 48 megapixel main camera that we have right now in the Pros, which will be staying the same for this year's iPhone 15 lineup. So that'll basically give us another improvement in terms of low light photography and faster sensor readout, which is always good. And finally, for feature number 10, we have the only good leak for the regular iPhone 16 and 16 Plus models, which is hilariously just a rearranged camera layout to make them look different from the iPhone 14 and 15 models. So if you're still here watching up to this point, first of all, thank you, and second of all, you care enough about iPhones to the point where you should honestly only be buying Pro models from now on, because that's where all of the best tech and innovation is headed. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, subscribe right there and watch one of our other great videos right over there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.